I do have a sense of pride because we do have a lot of great journalists that came out of Cal Poly, and just being part of the journalistic strand in general makes me feel so proud because we're all crazy, bold people that ask questions people would be terrified to.
And it's so awesome to be a part of it when this is happening. Like last year when we put out our 100-year edition, so much time and effort and talent went into that paper. And to just have my name in a byline somewhere in that is unbelievable. It's more than I could have ever asked for coming to Cal Poly.
From the printing presses to circulating to advertising sales, all aspects of journalism were involved. I mean, you were there, you were doing it. And if you didn't do it, the old Mustang didn't get out.
It wasn't peaches and cream every night. We made mistakes, okay? And then we had to backtrack because you had to fix it so you could get the paper out.
Being a writer and reporter at Mustang, it was called Daily at the time. It was Mistake Daily.
I think I was about 10 or 11 years old when news came forth. I think my father just mentioned it, that Cal Poly had been granted an FCC license for a radio station. And I remember thinking as a kid, holy cow, wow, a radio station at Cal Poly. Who would have thunk? I mean, it was a big deal.
I walked into KCPR, the radio station, just to sort of see what it was all about. And this guy who was the news director at the time said, wait a minute, listen to this guy's pipes, everybody. Listen to this guy's pipes. Can you sit down and read a newscast for me? And so I did. I sat down and read a newscast, and so I ended up getting involved in the news department at the radio station as both a writer and as an announcer.
Back in the day, KCPR was a very vibrant working news station, 91 News. So our job was to fill those broadcasts. We had broadcasts, I don't remember, I'm going to say we probably had 5 broadcasts a day.
That was part of the curriculum here, was to go out and do it. So when I went out and got a job, I had no fear. I was not scared. I was ready. And that is the greatest thing Cal Poly gave to me, is just going out on a job and being able to focus on the work and not being focused on having to learn things I should have learned in college, because I learned it here.
We're able to sort of launch TV in a really new way for Cal Poly. It was a lot of fun. We got all new cameras, we got all new equipment, and the whole new set itself was just made it feel that it was a real life experience.
It was very much like a club. You'd come into the whole second floor and everybody'd be there. You'd walk down from Mustang Daily and then you'd walk down to KCPR, and it was buzzing like a newsroom.
There are friends I have today who I met here, bonded with, and they'll be at my funeral. Those are the kind of personal connections that an institution, a place like Cal Poly, delivers.
I mean, the friendships are big, but the mentorships, I think, were even bigger.
I got my first paper back, and there was an F and a C me in the corner, and it looked like it was a sea of red ink. And that was the moment I realized I don't know anything about this field. And I think back on that. In fact, there's not a time where I'm not sitting at a typewriter, excuse me. There's not a time where I'm not sitting at a word processor at a computer under deadline that I don't think of Jim Hayes. It's not poetry, just get it done.
I think the phrase learn by doing, it sounds really cliche. It's really true, because the experience we got while students doing it is really what started our resumes. It started our careers. We had the advantage of graduating and being able to go and say, oh, yes, I've done that. Yes, I've worked in media, and really say that you did it.
I think when you read just something in a book, you don't really get that practical experience, and Cal Poly's learn by doing method really applies here.
I loved my time here at Cal Poly. I can't overstate it.
I couldn't have excelled to where I am today without the learn by doing process here at Cal Poly and my work at Mustang Daily and KCPR.
I think what the student media at Cal Poly will continue to do, as they have through the decades, is innovate and try new things. When new technologies come on board, they're going to grab them, as they have in the past, play with them, explore with them, learn how to use them to most effectively reach an audience, tell a great story. And I think that those kinds of skills will be something that they'll be exploring and experimenting with for decades to come.